at the same thing. They say so and so is dating. Oh, baby girl, he's right tonight. He's right. Oh, you stand there looking at me.
My name's Mike. I go by DJAXCESS. Welcome to the channel where we aim to build a better DJ community together. Now, this is going to be a difficult video for me to make because I have to talk about my favorite DJ company, and that is Rane. You probably see my Rane Performer right here. I have two more, but I actually had a pretty bad experience with Rane. And if you own a Rane 4, you need to hear this right now, because I bought a Rane 4 because I love the Performer, I love that platform, and I thought to myself, man, if I could get a lighter version of this, I can use this just out at normal, smaller gigs where I don't maybe need spinning platters. It's gonna be lighter on my back, yada, yada, yada. So I bought myself a Rane 4 this past summer, and I had some issues. Now, let me preface this by saying Rane is my favorite DJ company. I could talk for a whole 2 minutes about all of the Rane gear that I have owned now and I owned in the past. I have 3 Performers. I have 2 Rane 12s. I have a Rane 72. I just sold my second set of Rane 72s and Rane 12s. I had the Rane TTM 57 and on and on and on. I love Rane as a DJ company. It's the only DJ company that I aim to work for one day, and I certainly hope that this video doesn't mess that all up. But I figure if I was a person who worked for Rane, I would want to have someone tell me this stuff, because I don't know what the structure of in-music is like, but I had a bad experience, so I want to share it with you all because that's just what I do as a DJ. I'm a leader, I'm an educator, so I'm going to share this experience and you all can make your own decisions. But if you have a Rane 4, listen up, because this is what happened. This summer I bought a Rane 4, like I said, and right off the bat, I noticed that some of the buttons were kind of sticky. It wasn't really feeling like my Rane Performer was. I wasn't having the control that I was used to. At the beginning, I thought, okay, maybe this is just, it's gonna take a second to break in, yada, yada. After about a month of gigs, I said, okay, something's wrong here. So I started reaching out to Rane for warranty work. I said, hey, here's what's happening. They said, okay, send it back to us. We're gonna take a look at it. I sent it out. And those first few exchanges, I did notice it was one of those situations where the squeaky wheel got the grease. I would reach out, a couple of days would go by, I'd reach out again, and then I'd get a response. And then I would respond to that, I'd wait a few days, and then I would say, hey, did you get my last email? And they would respond back. So already I wasn't having the best experience. Wasn't a bad experience, but it wasn't the best experience. So I finally shipped my Rane 4 out to them, and they started to work on it. I got an email maybe 3 weeks afterwards saying they couldn't replicate the issue that I was having with my Rane 4. They asked me what I wanted to do. I said, listen, you gotta trust me. I've owned a ton of Rane equipment. I've been DJing for almost 20 years. I know when a piece of gear is not functioning properly. Didn't hear from them from a week, almost 2 weeks. I had to reach back out a few times. And then finally I got an email back that said, hey, we're sending your Rane 4 back. And that really hurt me because it felt like they weren't listening to what I had to say, but I thought maybe whatever they did to plug in, maybe that fixed it. So when I got the Rane 4 back, I took it to the next gig that I had, and it wasn't working. So I actually had to use my 360, and every time I would hit a button and it wouldn't function. And it wasn't just the play button. It was sometimes the cues. It was sometimes these cues over the channel fader. Sometimes it was the stems button, but these buttons were not functioning correctly. I used my Insta360 camera, and every time that something malfunctioned, I would just leave a mark. So I sent them almost a 2-minute video that was just of me DJing for an hour, 2-minute video of how many times that this controller was having errors. So I sent them the video, and they said, oh, by the way, we're finding that there are some issues with the Rane 4, and we're working on a firmware update. So I said, okay, well, I can't really wait for a firmware update. I would like to have a working controller. Is there any way I could get a Rane Performer and pay the difference? They said yes, and that's how I ended up with my third Rane Performer. And I've been talking to other DJs, and this is not an isolated incident. I've had people tell me that when they're using their Rane 4, the recording doesn't work. I've had people say that they had the same button issues, just some weird things that are happening with the Rane 4. And when Rane told me that they were working on a firmware update, I said, hey, listen, I know you guys have a YouTube. I know you have an Instagram. You should definitely tell people about this, because I was in the dark, and I know a bunch of other DJs love their Rane 4 but are having issues. So a message to us that says, hey, we're working on a firmware update for the Rane 4. We're not exactly sure what's going on, whether it's Serato, whether it's the MacBook Pro chips, yada, 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 it doesn't matter. But I suggested to them that they reach out. I have not seen anything from Rane. If they have said anything, I haven't seen it, and I'm following all their pages. I know they just came out with the new Rane 1 MK2, so I know they're working on something. But if you're having issues with your Rane 4, leave a comment and let me know so that we can expedite the process of getting a firmware update. Again, I am not hating on Rane. While I didn't have the best customer service experience, it wasn't terrible. We eventually got to a point where both of us were happy. They have the Rane 4, I have a new Rane Performer, all that. But again, if I was working for Rane, this is something that I would bring to management, to the supervisor, and say, hey, listen, there's something up with this. We should really send a message out to these DJs who keep buying our gear before they start selling it and buying all Pioneer stuff because it's not working the way they want to. So if you're watching this from Rane, I love you guys. Please continue to make awesome controllers like the Performer, like the Rane 1 Mark II. I think it looks fantastic. Haven't had a chance to get my hands on it yet. Probably won't because I've just gotten so used to and fallen in love with the Rane Performer with the stem split and these little screens right here. But Rane, please make an announcement to your people that there's something going on with the Rane 4 and that there's a firmware update coming. That's all I have to say. Again, I still love Rane, but there's been some issues with the Rane 4. And if you've had issues, please let me know in the comments. DJ Access signing off. Peace.